Comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good afternoon. Sorry I am so late. I was not feeling well this morning, and you would not have wanted to see that. I'm feeling better, so I'm here for your doctor-recommended daily dose of Dork for Thursday, September 18th. I had to look because I almost said 17th. Because when you're retired, you have no idea what day it is. A happy Peacemaker Day to all who celebrate. I hope you guys are still here. I see you guys were in the chat. I tried to announce on the channel community tab on all the social media that I wasn't feeling well and that if I wasn't able to show up, there would be a delay. So hopefully some of you have hung out, stuck around, or come back. Please come back. We got a few things to talk about, and it's no fun talking about it by myself. But I'll yell good morning to those who were in the chat earlier. Good morning, Ensign Nerdling Deranged Lunatic. Good morning, Ensign Penny. Penny, I need to make you a mod. I've decided you get to be a mod. And I think if you have any kind of dual citizenship in the Nerdling army, you should become a mod. So DL needs to be made one too, I believe. Oh, see, I ran everybody off. I'm so sorry. And good morning, Nerdling First Class Ensign, contributing producer, editor, Kino Reviews. Good morning. Oh, you're back, Penny. Get that washer loaded. I'm telling you, laundry is never, ever ending. It is one of my least favorite chores. I mean, come on. Chores aren't fun anyway, so. Laundry, never ending. And you have to like scrounge for it all over the house because no one knows what amber is. You've timed out too many people by accident. Well, I'll just think about it, okay? How about that? I'll think about it. But if there's anyone else still around, please pop in the chat. Say hello. Say good afternoon. Good afternoon. Just to remind you guys, next week I'm on hiatus, getting a new leg. It sounds so funny to say, doesn't it? Getting a new leg. But I won't be here next week. So I'll miss you. I will. But I have some stuff dropping. I've got it scheduled to drop. And I'm still editing Supergirl. But I promise I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it done. Good afternoon, Fernando. I'm so glad you're here. Yay! I love it. There you go. And I hope, did you get my email, Penny? Listen to this crazy story, okay? Listen to it. So I go on my bank app after you told me, like, hey, I gotta balance my checkbook. And I'm like, wait a minute, I deposited that. I know I did. I did the mobile deposit. So I go and check. It was not deposited. There's a notification that says it was rejected. And they show you the pictures of it, the front and the back. Signature for mobile deposit, blah, blah, blah. It's all there. So I get a hold of them. And I'm like, hey, why on earth was this rejected? They said, oh, you didn't sign it. Yes, it did. She's like, no, ma'am, you didn't. It's okay. Just resubmit. I said, I'm looking at the thing you sent me and the signature is there. Like, it's there. And she kept saying, well, maybe we're looking at different things. Well, that's a huge concern. That's a huge concern. So I got it taken care of. I may have had to go at least 75% Karen. but I got it taken care of. And good. Glad you got it. Oh, Bionic Woman. Written on the list. Okay. Got it. Got it. And I will check my email. Fun fact, I have. Hold on. These are. I have 5 email accounts. I really should start eliminating them. Because remembering to check each and every single one of them at my age, almost too much to expect. Okay, guys, we got a few things to chat about today. I've got my notes going, which has been the most handy thing ever. These notes. It's great. I love it. I love it. So let's start off with something heavy. Because I want to address it. Because I get asked questions and they went, well, how do you feel about this? Where do you stand on this? First of all, I stand with basically Superman, truth, justice, and the American way. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and to be just basically left the hell alone. Like, I just want to live my life without the government or anyone else thinking they have the right and privilege to micromanage and dictate how I live my life and where. I got a lot of problems with these people. Like property tax, for one. What the hell is that? Why? That feels like paying the mob protection money. Like, I own this outright, but if I don't give you your cut every year, you're going to take it from me. How does that sound like freedom? Meh. So, anywho, yesterday, it was announced that ABC, Disney, Next Star Entertainment, has pulled the Jimmy Kimmel Show indefinitely. Like, they've suspended it indefinitely because of things that Jimmy Kimmel said in regards to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, a couple of things that need to be said first are, one, its license is funded by the FCC, with taxpayer money. Okay. So the broadcasting license is funded by that. And there are rules when that happens. They take it very seriously, the stuff about hoaxes. It's the hoax rule. In fact, I have it right here, and I'll read to you exactly what the rule is. It's actually section 73.1217 of the Commissioner's Rules, 47.c.f.r. Section 7 prohibits broadcast licenses or permittees from broadcasting false information concerning a crime or a catastrophe if censee knows this information is false, foreseeable that broadcast of the information will cause substantial public harm, and broadcast of the information does in fact directly cause substantial public harm. So, the governor of Utah came out and spoke of, who it was that committed this horrible act and, who he was, like basically who he was. And Jimmy Kimmel comes out and says basically the opposite, and that it was all a setup and that I don't normally give my opinions on this stuff because of situations like this. Because people's rights have been weaponized for some time now, especially when it comes to media. Now, the First Amendment says that we have the freedom to say what we want without fear of persecution from the government. Okay. Which means, saying the president sucks isn't going to land you in prison or stuff like that. I was raised believing sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I was called vile, horrible names my whole life because of the way I was born. And if those were physical assaults, I would not be on camera right now. I'm not saying it's not difficult for me, but there's no way I would be on camera. Okay. Now, with that said, when you work for an employer, when you work at a job, especially a big corporation, their job is to make money. If you do something that threatens their bottom line, you do run the risk of losing your job. Some words I have lived by are there's nothing anywhere. No one says you can't do whatever it is you want to do. You just have to be willing to live with the consequences of that. There are consequences for everything you say and do. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you're looking at it, these are Jimmy Kimmel's consequences. He went on stage and he said something that has been was proven before he even said it, was not true. He violated the rules of where he gets money for his show. The FCC came out and said, you broke the rules, do something about it. And so ABC, Disney, Bob Iger made the decision. And from all accounts, from everything I've heard and read, that it was a very business decision to pull the show. You also have to keep in mind, and I've been running polls across all of my platforms. Okay. And 98% across these platforms, 98% of people say they do not watch late night television. Stephen Colbert was fired and his show canceled because of poor ratings. It is no secret that late night has not been what it was in decades past. The last time I truly remember watching a late night talk show or a late night variety show, like really enjoying it, was in the 90s, was Jay Leno. I haven't had any desire or urge or felt a need to watch any late night television in almost 30 years now. And I'm not alone. With the onset of the internet and social media and podcasts, late night television just doesn't have the relevance that it used to have. So I really think we have to consider that when Bob Iger, when ABC, when Disney weighed the risk versus reward of Jimmy Kimmel, they decided it just wasn't worth it. There wasn't enough reward left to run the risk of continuing to have someone who violated the rules of where they get their funding and said something possibly very dangerous. The country is incredibly volatile right now. There is so much going on. There is so much misinformation everywhere, and so many people willing and eager to profit off of it, regardless, unempathetic to the severe consequences it could cause. One of them being the assassination of Charlie Kirk. That is a very serious issue. And even Johnny Carson, used to say, you don't want to get too heavy, too serious. We're here for fun. We're weird. We're here to help people relax. And he said something rather dangerous, not to mention that this whole cancel culture thing, where did it come from? Where did it come from? And it really feels like, okay, so not at the risk of sounding like I'm choosing sides, because I don't. And I think it's frankly very dumb and dangerous to pick a side, because in my opinion, there are no sides. There's one side. There should only be one side, and that's what is best for all of the American people. And whatever's going on in politics and all of that, they're just two heads of the same beast. I have always felt like it's always been a distraction, like a magician. Watch this hand so you don't see what this one is doing. Anytime something like this happens, my first question is, well, what are they trying to distract us from? Like, what do they not want us to see? Because they don't want us united. If we were completely united against them, let me tell you something, they know it. There are way more of us than there are of them. So you have these people who are condemning and screaming, wanting to boycott Disney, and which is hilarious. Condemning this as, you should be do this. This is cancel culture, blah, blah, blah. But these are the people who basically invented it. And now it's being turned around. They're refusing. It's all hypocrisy. Either way you look at it, it's complete hypocrisy. And it's also a really shitty game of, you hit me, so I'm going to hit you back. That's just a cycle. It's just going to keep continuing. No one is ever going to admit, you know what, my bad, mea culpa. It's never going to happen. Never. Ever. They're just going to blame everyone else but themselves. No one is ever going to take responsibility because they like it. They like this. They like the fighting. They like the drama. Why? Because they don't want us to get along. They don't want us united at all. So the way I look at it is, with Jimmy, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. You violated the rules, and you run the risk of losing your funding when that happens. You violated the rules. You said what you wanted to. That's fine. You got your free speech. But there were consequences to that. You're not going to prison. You're not going to jail. Okay. You're not being legally punished. You're not getting a legal punishment. You're not being hanged or put in front of a firing squad. Okay. Like used to happen in England before we, broke up with them. But nobody says there are zero consequences for saying things. Like right now, I'm saying how I feel. But I could get a consequence for that. It could turn people off. I chose to risk that. So again, the way I handle this kind of stuff is I give it zero energy, because it's not at all what's really important. I believe that those issues, those Hollywood issues, are for the most part very made up issues. What's really important is your family, your children, your brothers, your sisters, your loved ones, your parents, the people that love you and care for you, the people immediately under your care and standing right next to you. That's what matters. That's what really matters. That is your reality. I have felt for some time that, my grandma used to tell me, you should never worry about anything that's not going on outside of your front door. Well, with the onset of social media, we invited people into our front doors. We invited them into our homes. And then they ended up feeling entitled to have say in our lives. So I think the main takeaway is we need to get back to having that being sacred, our families, our homes as sacred. We have autonomy, we have power over what we do in our own lives. We don't have that over anyone else. You need to focus on that at home. Focus on your home. Don't worry about what people 1,000 to 5,000 miles away are doing, because they don't even know you exist. They don't care that you exist. The only care they have that you exist is to get you to give them more money and power. So the only way to fight that is to just not play that game. The only things that really truly matter to me are my children, my Dave, my dog, my chickens, growing my food. That's all I care about. I mean, really, truly, and honestly, my friends, when people with more money than Solomon, and fame try to sit there and tell me they know what's best for me, I immediately turn that off. That's a red flag. That's a big red flag. No one knows what's best for you but you. I don't care that Jimmy Kimmel lost his job. I don't care. It does not affect me at all whatsoever. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it isn't all some big game to manipulate and distract us. So that is how I feel about that. Good afternoon, Real Anarchy. And absolutely, they want us divided, because there are way more of us than there are of them. And if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have anything. They only have what power we provide them, we allow them to have. And you need to keep that in mind. And that goes for politicians and your celebrities. Without our attention and money, they are nothing. They're just people. Just people. Good afternoon, Loki. Remember Loki? Omari, this video has just been flagged by YouTube's AI system due to a claim by Disney. Disney did nuke my merch store once. That's a true story. Facts. Loki said, what is not being talked about enough is this Kimmel thing, is that Nexstar Sinclair put pressure on ABC, not the government or the FCC. But those who buy into it absolutely will try to convince you of that. And it is very, very ironic seeing certain individuals having such a come apart over free speech when I don't remember any of them having this same passion for the First Amendment as they, for Roseanne or Tucker Carlson or Gina Carano. This is rules for thee and not for me situation. And that's why it's stupid. I want no part of it. No part of it. Penny, sticks and stones was my mantra. I was cockeyed as a child. I'm so sorry that had to be hard, because you know what? Children are cruel. They do not have they're not chemically capable yet to have empathy and how to control themselves like you learn to as you get older. And so they just say whatever pops into their mind. I'm there with you, sis. Fernando, the hoax people are a huge problem. That's why I always think of my grandmother, who worked in intelligence for over 30 years, who is a trained, legit human lie detector. Okay. There's a reason why I'm a terrible liar, because I couldn't get away with anything. But she always told me they can fake anything. So if you didn't see it, hear it, taste it, smell it, feel it for yourself, question it. Don't just believe anything. Look into it, experience it for yourself. And see, nobody is, I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel, but it's wrong to cancel him. How dangerous was what he said. It's the lie, because people are being radicalized. Instead of fighting this fight themselves, they want us to do it. We're expendable to them. Completely expendable. If Jimmy Kimmel's got a problem with President Trump or JD Vance or anyone else, go duke it out in the street, mutual combat it yourself. But going up there and telling a bold-faced lie to inflame other people, to possibly assassinate somebody else, is, well, it's just not great. Let's just say that. It's not great. And he knew the risks of flat out lying like that. Cancer culture does suck. It does. What he didn't get canceled. He's not canceled. Canceling is shadow banned on social media. Can't get a job anywhere else. No one will report on you. No one will talk about you. No one will ever hire you again. That's cancel culture. What this is he basically violated his terms and conditions, terms of service. He violated the rules, and his bosses said, not the time to flat out lie. It's been less than a week. Then this man was taken from his children and wife. Why would, so you need to go out there and recant that. I mean, I do have some respect for him that he's like, I said what I said, and I said it, and I'm not taking it back. But he also has to accept that there are, my brain just went, there are repercussions for certain things. He's not canceled. He's going to get another job, and he has a lot of support. SAG, the Writers Guild, comedians everywhere, except for his old co-host, Adam Carolla. He's definitely out there. But I have seen what cancel culture, real cancel culture, does to people, and it is shameful. It is weaponizing. It is bullying. It is bullying. That's not okay at all. I've seen it, and it's absolutely terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Maria, whoever started demanding the statues of Abraham Lincoln to be taken down and censoring Dr. Seuss. Yeah, and see, I'm also a big proponent of he who does not know his history is doomed to repeat it. So, oh, well, that statue makes me uncomfortable. Good. It's supposed to. That's the point. You're not supposed to look at it and feel warm fuzzies. You're supposed to look at it and say, wow, we really f***ed up, didn't we? Don't want to do that again. And there you go. My mom always said, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Mine too. Must be where I got it. Oh, my goodness. Hey, welcome member Apex Comics. He says, I don't like division. America needs Jesus, in my opinion. I think that everyone can relate to anyone else if they just talk to each other. You can find a way to relate to someone, anyone, if you just listen. called empathy. Just listen. I know I wasn't feeling good. I'm sorry, Andrew. Fernando, Fox News spread a lot of lies. Let's be honest. I don't listen to Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC. I don't listen to any of them because they're all liars. They're a business. They're there to make money and get ratings. There is no journalistic integrity anymore. So I don't pay attention to any of them. Science Fiction Area. ABC was already looking away to get rid of Kimmel. He was losing entirely too much money for the network. They just found a way to make it political. I'm inclined to agree with you. Like I was telling them earlier, I did polls across all my platforms, and 98% of people do not watch late night talk shows anymore. There's no money in it. They're not relevant anymore. Not since podcasts, YouTube, and social media. They're just not that. I don't think they're that funny and entertaining either. I haven't been able to stand Jimmy Fallon since Saturday night, since he was, did the Zazu, the Boston kid thing. I agree. I don't think it's cancel culture. I think this was opportunistic. He violated the rules and they were like, well, this show's losing. They weighed risk and reward, as I said earlier, and it was too much of a risk with not enough reward. So they shadow ban Indiegogo. Hey, Demi Storm, welcome. Where's my, here we go. Nerdling, welcome to the Nerdling Army. Don't forget to hit the like button. Like button. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, Anakin Skywalker. Fernando, I support Dave Chappelle and his right to tell whatever jokes he wants to say because Dave Chappelle is funny as. If you give Dave Chappelle a late night talk show, ratings, that is a late night talk show people will watch. I can almost guarantee it. Who agrees? Apex says, go see Spinal Tap 2 in theaters. No politics in this movie. I had a great time and laughed my ass off. You know what? I'm so glad you said that because being Gen X and the child of a musician in the 80s and early 90s, big fan of Spinal Tap. I was very worried about Spinal Tap 2. Very worried. All right, guys. That's enough of this heavy BS. Now you know where I stand on literally everything. I am the internet's least favorite type of person. I don't like either side. Who is ready for Peacemaker? That would be me. I'm ready for some raunchy fun. Penny isn't, though. God bless her. I'm sorry, Penny. I know you don't like it. But that's what just endears me to you. Okay, guys. Let's get into some nerdy stuff. We got some things here. Here we go. Daredevil Born Again, before season 2 even drops, has been greenlit for season 3. Now, you know how I feel about season 1. I felt it was very boring. It felt like entirely prologue, like setup for season 2. So fingers crossed season 2 is fun, exciting, entertaining, because hold on. Remember Penny. Ensign Penny says, I want the edited version of Peacemaker. I think it might just be the intro dance. Oh, someone needs to come up with an edited version for Penny. I'd be interested in seeing what that's like. So remember, Marvel Television Animation is going to be at New York Comic Con in a couple of weeks on October 11th. They're going to be there that Saturday. And I'm betting you we're going to see something from Daredevil Born Again season 2. They seem to be whipping this out pretty quick. That's what she said. Sorry, Penny. They were filming. I mean, wasn't Daredevil Born Again season 1 out and airing, and they were filming season 2? So that's how it needs to be done. That's how it was always done before they changed to this new process of 6 episodes that you got to wait 2 or 3 years in between. No, how TV was done was you had 22 to 26 episodes, and you were filming the next season while the previous was on air. That way you had a nice smooth transition, 3 months off, and then boom, another season. Or is it? Yeah, you would have like 3 or 4 months off and then the start of the new season. So are they starting to pick up on the fact that we're getting old and we forget things and we move on? You know, the way our attention span is these days because of things like YouTube and TikTok, you know, it's wild to me that they haven't figured this out earlier, that we just don't have the attention span to wait for you to get your shit together. Good afternoon, Nerdling First Class Ensign Backyard TARDIS. I know I'm late. It's afternoon. So maybe they're figuring this out, that we don't have the attention spans for them to just twiddle their thumbs and fool around. So chances are, I think they have wrapped filming on Daredevil season 2. Hey, DL, welcome back, sir. Welcome back. I've already made you a moderator, so that's good. I'm threatening to make other people moderators. Yes, Outer Limits at 32 episodes. Freaking love Outer Limits. I was watching the 90s Outer Limits the other day while I was working. So if you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about Daredevil Born Again season 3, leave it in the chat below. Good afternoon, We the People TV. Hey, Danny, are you doing Vlogtober? I don't know what that is. Please enlighten me, and then I can give you an informed, educated answer. But I don't know if you guys actually want vlogs from me. I have some pretty radical ideas about things, like staying the out of shit and just worrying about your own problems. I know. I'm a radical. My old buddy, Josh, Den of Nerds. Sadie Sink is rumored to be playing Abyss in Spider-Man Brand New Day. She will be the human form of the multiverse itself. I do not know where Josh got this information. I was thinking of reaching out and asking him. Not that he would ever divulge his source to me. But how do we feel about that? Instead of Black Cat or a new MJ or Mayday Parker, she would be the Abyss, the human embodiment of the multiverse itself. I mean, it's not the first time they would have introduced a concept as a character. I mean, Hello Love exists. Will we see her again? I don't know. But We the People dropping a short video or live for all 31 days of the month. Are you trying to unalive me? I go live 90% of the month, 5 days out of the week. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's only like 6 to 8 days a month that I do not go live. You do not want to see me on my days off. Looky, I thought she was Gwen. There's been rumors that she was either going to be Gwen, a new MJ, like a multiversal MJ, Mayday Parker, or Black Cat. And now it's Abyss. Fernando says she was mean in The Whale. I could not stand her character. She did a good job. She did a good job playing an a-hole kid. Fernando, did you go to haunted houses as a kid? Yes, and I was terrified. I was a big weenie as a kid. Now I love them. And if they startle me, my reaction is, you got me. Good job, you. I'm such a weirdo. Okay, guys. Yeah, this could be them completely subverting expectations and just going straight to the physical embodiment of the multiverse. Weird. Totally weird. I think they should just frickin' do Black Cat or one of the other 3 options instead of, Abyss. I think it's kind of a silly idea, to be completely frank with you. Loki, this is going to be a street level Spider-Man story. Here he is fighting the human equivalent to the multiverse. Right? Shouldn't the human equivalent of the multiverse be Loki, since he's basically the god of stories holding it all together now, making it look like Yggdrasil? What are they doing over there? They don't understand words. They just don't know what the definitions mean. Oh, this is totally street level. He's fighting the multiverse on the street. See? They're on a street. I don't think you know what that means. You keep using this word. I don't think you know what it means. But if you have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts about that one, leave it in the chat below. We're going to roll on through here. Michael Rosenbaum on his Inside of You podcast. If you haven't checked that out, you should. He's got some really good ones. He gets everybody on there. And he's very good at it. He makes people very comfortable. I really admire that. He's very, very good at it. Michael Rosenbaum has seen something from Supergirl and says it looks awesome. Quote, I think the new Supergirl is going to be good. I saw something and thought it was awesome. I was like, whoa, this is freaking cool. Do we know what he saw? No. Maybe find out later. But he is like BFFs with James Gunn. And he's in like everything James Gunn does. Kind of like Michael Rooker. So it will remain to be seen. As always, it's an opinion. They are subjective. They vary from person to person. It's all a matter of taste and affiliation, motivation. So the only way of truly knowing if it's any good is for when we see it ourselves. DL says, there's a movie coming out called The Housemaid, but I don't know how it's going to do in theaters. One of the main actresses badmouthed Charlie Kirk. We saw what happened with Stephen King. It doesn't sound like a movie I would be interested in the first place. I'm very specific with the kind of movies I'm into. And if it's not some kind of fantasy or sci-fi aspect to it at all, chances are I have no real desire to see it. I'm not a fan of what is referred to as chick flicks or anything like that, like at all. I never have been. Anything that's going to make me sit and cry and make my face puffy, I'm not interested. I told you, I'm a weirdo. To be honest, I think that was less about King and more about the general audiences finding the premise dumb. It could be both. Two things can be true at the same time. And look, the only thing I like right now that is King related has been that show on MGM. Oh shoot, what's it? The Institute. That one's been pretty good, but I haven't. Did they finish that season out already? Because I haven't seen anything in a while. I had totally forgotten about it. Maybe I don't like it as much as I thought. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is I didn't even know it was a Stephen King thing until a few episodes in, I heard something like, oh, it's a Stephen King thing. Okay. I just haven't been interested in Stephen King in many years. It's not a draw for me. I'm like, oh, this is a Stephen King movie. That's not going to make me want to see it more. So, because I think he's a weirdo and a perv and he should be on a watch list and should have been on a watch list since the 70s. Pet Sematary is good. Pet Sematary is good because of the character Gage. And I'll tell you why. Children are blank slates. They are the archetype for purity and innocence in our minds. We think of children, we think of innocence. And when a child is possessed or made evil, that's just something we almost cannot handle. It is the ultimate type of perversion and corruption. So I find that very, very scary. That's why I think Pet Sematary is so good. And animals too, for like pets, like cats and puppies and stuff. We see them as pure and joy. They are these embodiments of love and joy. And when they're corrupted, it's just like, I don't think I could watch Good Boy. Like that trailer starts, you see that sweet little puppy, his face as he's a little baby puppy, and you know he's going to grow up and he's going to get scared. He's going to be scared by these ghosts and stuff. And I will freak out. I will absolutely freak out. If something happens to that dog in that movie, if he gets sad and scared, sorry, my nose really itches. I'm not going to be able to handle it. Okay, it's a little better. Told you I wasn't feeling good today. So, I can't stand watching anything happen to kids. I can't stand anything happening to animals. It's just too much for me. That's what gets me. That's what really, really gets me. I will have a full-blown meltdown and feel lady emotions so strong that I will scream and cry. So, oh my God, creep show. See, Medea, we have talked about this before. You have a much stronger constitution than I do. I'm telling you, that 80s stuff that is so much scarier than anything they come out with today. Right? Oh my gosh. DL says, I have a friend that refuses to watch John Wick because of what happens to that puppy. See, I'm not alone. I can't handle it. That and anything where they're hacking off limbs. It just hits too close to home. And tell me why 90% of the time it's a right leg. That's too much for me to handle, okay? Why is it always the right leg? And I got to think about it. Ugh. All right, guys. We're going to move on from the Michael Rosenbaum. This is a great conversation, though. Okay, so here's the thing. My parents were both big Stephen King fans in the 80s. They probably still are, which should have been a red flag for me. About my parents. I'm like, did you guys read it? Like, did you read it? Read it? Like, why are you letting me read this? Why are you reading this? My parents were big fans of Cujo. It freaked me out. It made me scared of big dogs, and I loved big dogs. We had a dog called Bitor when I was little, and because of my condition, it's very close, similar to dwarfism. I was extremely tiny when I was little. Like, I had a very big head, and the rest of me was just itty bitty and fragile. And I was so tiny, I could fit in Bitor's doghouse with him, and I would ride him around like a horse. But then after I saw Cujo, I was like, should I be doing that? Loki says, because most of the population is right-handed, dominant, right-legged. Fun fact, both of my daughters are right-handed. Both of my sons are left-handed. Weird. The odds of that are crazy. I like big dogs and I cannot lie. You other puppies can't deny. when it pup walks in with a really fluffy face. I got to move on for that, or I'll be stuck on it, DL. I'll be stuck on it. All right, let's talk the Batman 2. Oh boy, this is not good news for those who desperately want Battinson to be in the DCU. I've been saying this forever. Okay, wiping my nose. I told you I wasn't feeling good today. And I am still a little sniffly. Ow. Ouch. Okay, wiping your nose with fingernails. Still haven't perfected that art. Just saying. Sorry, that was my mirror. I had to see what I was doing. Okay, I'm back. Hi. Like Josh Nerds especially, poor Josh, he really wants Battinson in the DCU and he thinks it's going to happen. I've been saying forever, it's just not going to. One, I don't think creatively James Gunn and Matt Reeves see eye to eye. I think Matt Reeves wants a lot more freedom than Gunn and Safran are willing to hand over at this time. And honestly, like I said, doing any of these big franchise movie things, like movie franchises, you have to kind of treat it like a TV series. You have your showrunner, your director, your main director, showrunner for the whole series, and then you have guest directors come in and direct episodes, right? They don't have the freedom as if they were the showrunner because they have to keep it consistent. You know, it has to match that overarching vision that the showrunner has established for it. And these big movie franchises like the MCU and DCU, it's the same concept. They have to connect. Okay. There is a vision that James Gunn, who is the creative director for the DCU, there's a vision he has mapped out and established. He's got his 10-year plan. So Matt Reeves, as an artist, as a director, as a writer, he requires for his creative process to function fully, he needs the freedom to basically do whatever he wants. He doesn't want to be locked into someone else's vision. And I completely understand that. I get that. When it comes to creative stuff, I am not good at okay, well, we want you to be creative and do this, but only inside this box here. Suddenly I'm like, I don't know how to hold a pen. I don't know how to type. I don't know words anymore. I get that. But I also understand that Gunn needs that his vision to be followed, his roadmap to be followed. So that's the main reason I feel like Battinson is never going to enter the DCU. Second, it's too grounded. I don't mind grounded superhero stuff, okay? I prefer my more comic booky things, the more fantastical, the magic, all that stuff. I need more magic. I need like a Zatanna or a Spectre or a Dr. Fate. I need that. Anyway, his character, his story is way too grounded. The DCU is all about Silver Age comic fantastical stuff, okay? Can you see Battinson interacting with Batmite? No, you can't. And you know full well that is going to happen at some point. Batman is going to interact with Batmite. He's already said Batmite is canon. So Batmite and other interdimensional imps and whatevers, those are canon in the DCU. And I just don't see, Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves's world being a part of that. It doesn't fit at all. So Matt Reeves has come out and said on the red carpet at the Emmys, Matt Reeves confirms the Batman 2 is a DC Elseworlds project and not in the DCU. There you have it. No other way to misinterpret that. He was very clear. He's not in the DCU. Plain and simple. He's not. I believe wholeheartedly that Brandon Skloner is the DCU Batman. Omari, pro-merger crowd. So you're telling me there's a chance. I know. They're just mental blocks for it. He also said that the villain in Batman 2 has never really been done in a movie before. He said they're taking it in a totally new direction and it's never been done in a movie before. Funny that they've got these pictures here: Riddler, Catwoman, Freeze, Joker, Scarecrow, Two-Face, Poison Ivy, and Penguin, who have all been done on the big screen in live action before. So it can't be any of them. Why'd you use this picture? Here are some really good picks. Kino and I have, and I've talked to Kino about it multiple times, talked to a lot of people. I think Court of Owls would be amazing. It would be perfect. It would be topical. It's such a good story. Gotham did a really good version of Court of Owls. I think it's amazing. They should do Court of Owls. Hush is fantastic. It's one of the best Batman stories ever written. But then I saw something yesterday. I don't know if I have it saved here. Oh yeah, there's your second first look at Ryan Gosling in the Starfighter film. Looks like Waterworld. And I don't have it saved. Someone said something like, what if he's doing this? And they showed a clip from Mask of the Phantasm. Wouldn't that be cool if they did Mask of the Phantasm? Oh my God. Legit hyped for the Batman 2. Mask of the Phantasm? Shut up. It's one of the greatest Batman movies ever made. It's amazing. Mask of the Phantasm, man. That would be so good. So good. But my money, honestly, is Court of Owls. Never been done. It's grounded. Just saying. That sounds like the safe bet to me. Ooh, Loki. Hush or Azrael? Kino. They have to do the whole movie of Mask of the Phantasm, and I'll be scorched earth critical if they mess it up. Omari, if I have to campaign for Condiment King by myself, then I will. I think Condiment King will show up in the DCU. DCU Batman will deal with Condiment King. I will call James Gunn myself and tell him. Y'all know I have him on speed dial. Okay. I will call him. Like, excuse me, sir. Please wash your hands and flush when you're done. That's just really disgusting. Why are you always on the toilet when you're on your phone? That's so weird. You just really need to do Condiment King, okay? The first villain that Batman needs to deal with is Condiment King. Thank you. Hugo Strange. He's a good one. It's a really good one. Mask is Joker adjacent story, though. Oh, he is. You're absolutely right. Well, we'll say Joker involved story. Joker involved. It would be awesome, though. It would. Kino, hopefully we'll see him as Condiment King in one of those doors. Oh my God. It'd be so cool. I have a thumbnail somewhere where I used Condiment King. I think it was under my underrated characters or characters that need a TV show or something. Condiment King would be hilarious. You know, with Kite Man, you could have had Condiment King. He's a guy who runs around with ketchup and mustard guns. Come on. Come on. Mustard for everyone's hot dog. Ketchup for everyone's fries. He's a man of the people. Okay, so we've got Condiment King, Mask of the Phantasm, Court of Owls, Hush, Frost. Who else do you think he could possibly use? Oh, Hugo Strange. That was another one. Sorry, Midia. Forgive me. Forgive me. Who else could show up in a grounded Matt Reeves universe? Batman. DL, don't bring stinking mustard around me. I don't like this stuff. Yeah, my daughter and I might be the only ones in the house who enjoy moutarde. I'm partial to Dijon myself. Oh, who else could he possibly be using? We've already had Ra's al Ghul and Talia. So that's out. Calendar Man, Zodiac Killer style. That would be Hush, wouldn't it? Calendar Man was in it. He was suspected. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday, married on a Tuesday. What about him? What about Solomon Grundy? Might be too fantastical, though, because he's a zombie. It has to be more grounded. Who knows? Who knows? What does this one say? Oh, he also said that the villain, here we go, here's another hint. The villain in Batman 2 will be connected to Bruce Wayne's history and life. Picking the right villain that digs into what that does, that sort of goes into his past and his life. That was what drove the discussion. I won't tell you where we ended up, but we're super excited about it. And I will say it's never really been done in a movie before. So, a villain that connects to Bruce Wayne's history and life. Court of Owls. Wasn't his dad, wasn't Thomas Wayne a member of the Court of Owls? I'm saying Court of Owls. I'm saying it's happening. Bookmark it. Write this down. September 18th, 2025 at 2:02 p.m. Central Standard Time. Danny said Court of Owls. Parents were killed by the court. It's Court of Owls. Write it down. It's happening. I said so. Excuse me. Oh my. Whew. I apologize. Oh, and there was a rumor that we were going to get the Mando and Grogu official teaser today. Didn't happen. Oh, Professor Pig. Creepy. He's a creepy one. But how would he connect to Bruce Wayne's history and life? How would they do that? Kino, yes, do that one. Oh, man. There's a lot of speculation to do. It is. Did you know if you yawn or if someone yawns and you don't yawn, then you don't have sympathetic reflex. Like if we see someone yawn, we instantly, what do you see I'm talking about? Excuse me. See, it's called sympathetic reflex. And if you don't have that, chances are you could very well possibly be a sociopath. Don't come at me, man. I don't make the rules. I'm just a law-abiding citizen. I learned that in I was a psych major. Fernando says it's the Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter, you say? The Mad Hatter. Demi Storm, hello there. New to your channel, which was recommended to me. Well, welcome, Demi Storm. Welcome to the Nerdling Art. Who recommended you? I would love to hear it. But welcome, and we're so happy to have you. Thank you so much. All right, guys, are there any more guesses? Any more guesses as to who could possibly be? Again, I think I'm fully convinced now that it is Court of Owls. With the whole connected to Bruce Wayne's life. Not Batman, Bruce Wayne's history in life. To me, that screams Court of Owls. But we've had Professor Pig. Let me go through all of them here. Professor Pig, Rupert Thorne, Hugo Strange, Hush, Frost, Condiment King, Mask of the Phantasm. I think I'm completely or Mad Hatter, but I'm completely convinced it's Court of Owls. Backyard TARDIS, member of the channel and of the Patreon. I would love them to do Mad Hatter, but I don't trust them to do it. Fair enough. Fernando, we saw the twins in the Batman who are associated with the Mad Hatter. Ooh, I'm going to have to watch the Batman again. It's so long. And it makes me so depressed, but I'll watch it again today while I'm editing Supergirl, which I've got to get done. Oh my gosh. And I've wasted half a day not feeling good, guys. Do you realize that? Wasted time. Precious editing time. Why are you even here? Look at me. I was late today. Lazy ass. You should fire me. Everyone fire me. Remember, guys, I won't be here live streaming next week, and I'm so sorry, but I have to go get a new body part. So I won't be able to live stream next week. I will miss you guys terribly. But thanks to Kino, I've been able to get several clips scheduled to drop while I'm gone. And I will have Supergirl ready for you guys. My breakdown on the unnecessarily unhinged and chaotic history of Supergirl. I'm going to get to work as soon as we're done here in a minute. I'm going to not fart, but I can't really make that promise. Okay. I eat a lot of vegetables. I promise I will finish that, but I will be gone next week. But I'll have stuff for you. So please keep watching. We are 800 hours away from full monetization instead of just the super chats and memberships that we have right now. And don't forget, members, if you haven't already, go to the community tab and vote on what 90s nostalgic show you want to watch first. We have our first poll up, but we've only had 2 votes. So go vote. We'll pick a winner from that one, and then I'll put up the next list, and then we'll just like March Madness bracket it or something. So go vote, and we'll pick out which show we're going to start watching for our members only streams, and we will start that when I get back How's that sound? Sound good? All right. If you want to help support the channel, other than the super chats and the memberships, which are so friggin' helpful. This is a lot of work doing not only the live streams, like setting up and doing the live streams, but then afterwards, I make a bunch of shorts. I put those out, post them across like 6 different platforms. Then on top of that, the fully researched, recorded, edited breakdown videos, the clips and shorts of those, put those across 6 different platforms. It's a lot of work on top of, taking care of these yahoos that I like so much, that I birthed and hang out with. It's a lot of work. So if you would like to help support the channel, thank you. Aside from the memberships and the super chats, again, which do help so much, the easiest and freest way possible is to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. But if you want to help in other ways, I have so many options, and every single one of these links are in the description below. First, we have that QR code right there. It takes you to buymeacoffee.com/comicsandmua, and you can chip in as little or as much as you can. It is a very secure website. I promise you, we haven't had any problems in the, I think, 3 or 4 years I've been using it. And there's also Cash App. If you feel more comfortable with that, my Cash App information is right there on the screen. We also have the original Nerdling Army over at patreon.com/comicsand. Exclusive content, exclusive merch, outtakes behind the scenes, ask me anything. There's 3 different exclusive chats. All members of the Patreon and the channel have preferential treatment when it comes to requesting breakdowns. So there's all of that. And you do get merch as a member of the Patreon. You get merch every 3 months for the first year of your membership. And the higher the tier you sign up for, the cooler your merch. The Nerdling Supreme tier gets a hoodie after 3 months. A freaking hoodie. I'm not kidding. And remember, get us, like, we're 800 hours away. Once we hit 4,000 watch hours on the channel, I'm giving away another hoodie. Of course, DJ from the Exegesis and the Red 5 Network, he won the last one. And his $50 gift card is in the mail to him as we speak. So sign up for the Patreon. If you sign up for the highest tier, you get a hoodie after 3 months. So check that out. There's also the merch store, comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. Guys, I just uploaded like a bunch more merch this morning. I discovered that some of my vendors offer clutches, like zipper wallets and stuff. So if you ladies out there, or fellas, I don't know your life, if you would like a clutch or a zipper wallet that has the comics and I almost said comics and cosmetics, only for breakdowns, lady. If you want a zipper wallet that has the comics and logo on it, the revival designs I made, with the Don't Tell Dad and whatever, those are there. The Arrakis runs on Duncan, my Duncan, Idaho designs, that's up there. And Visit Sunny Arrakis, there's several of them. They turned out so cool. So there's a bunch of new merch up there at comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. Guys, Romy Weltman, the star of Revival, okay, the show that I made merch inspired by it, she bought coffee mugs from the Revival designs that I made, and she showed it off yesterday on Twitter. My mind is melting. It's melting. I can't believe it. The person who plays the character that inspired the merch that I created loves the merch. Bit like crazy. I also have an Amazon store. So there are several lists, all my reading and watching recommendations, cosmetics, skincare, special effects, podcasting equipment, You name it, I have lists. If there is a specific list you would want to see my recommendations for, please let me know and I'll make it for you. I'm also an affiliate for several companies, which are also in the description below. Of course, Zenni Optical. These are my IQ lens. These are the ones I have with the ID guard, Zenni ID guard. And this keeps Skynet from stealing your face. That's a true story. So if you want to make sure Skynet doesn't get your face, get you some Zenni IQ lenses with ID guard. And if you use my link that is in the description below, I'll save you 10%. So all my links will save you some money. I don't know what the TikTok and CapCut links do. No one's gotten back to me. And I'm an affiliate for them. So this podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy content creators and podcasters here to educate and entertain you. So if you like this podcast, chances are you're going to love more of what the Red 5 Network has to offer you. So check out red5.bio.link today to discover more of the Red 5 Network. Everything I've just told you about can be found at my website, comics-and.com. Updates, my reviews, everything that I've reviewed is there. My portfolio with all my special effects and beauty looks, all the breakdowns I've ever done right there on the website. And if you want to keep up with everything that's going on, I always, put the news there on the website, on the news page. Also, if you want to reach out, send me an email, you can do so at the website. Yeah? Yeah. So if you need to contact me, there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Anywho, guys, I hope you had a wonderful day. Again, welcome. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Tomorrow's my last stream before I go on hiatus for a week. So let's have fun tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled, okay? Because
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you!